decided that at Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris is the grave of Hahnemann, the man who was the inventor of homeopathic medicine. It is a very big, huge monument, multi-leveled with a big bust, and it's very well traveled. There's always lots and lots of flowers there, and people that are actually, they're almost crying, like, oh, thank you. And I understand in a French that they're saying thank you and things, and I'm kind of like really disgusted. So when I knew I was going back, I asked people in the forum to buy rubber ducks, because quack. I was going to put them all over his grave and then take a picture of it. And so people were so generous. You know, I didn't expect to get 100. I expected maybe like 20. And I think I had like 120. So they filled a whole flight bag. So I carry them on, and I'm going through Paris security, and they, you know, pull my bag over, and they open it up, and it's all these rubber ducks. So they hold them up to the light, I think to see if there was heroin or coke. I don't know what I was looking at. Put them in and kind of went. So then my husband and I had a tactical plan, because he's, you know, in the military. We figured out what time the cemetery opened, and what was the slowest day. Got on the subway with the ducks, and he was like, he said, I look so guilty. You know, that if this policeman had gone, boo, I would have been like, oh, I'm guilty. But that was okay. And he was the filmer, so we were there when they opened, and I'm running to the grave. My husband's like, no, saunter, and like, look, you know, don't, stop looking so damn guilty.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and the funny thing is when we got the subway open for the place, standing there were 4 policemen for some reason. I'm thinking they have ESP. My husband said I was ready to throw myself in their arms going, just take me. But, you know, so he's pulling me over. So we get there, and we're having to put up the ducks. He's filming. The thought is if the security tries to stop us, he'll take off and save the film, or pretend he was just standing there. He doesn't know who this crazy woman is. He was just filming her. And get it up on the internet at the local McDonald's, which had Wi-Fi. And I was to be a victim. And me being arrested would have not have been a bad thing, because it would have made the news, because it's homeopathic. So we were cool with that. But I really didn't want to be arrested, because it was my vacation, and I had things to do. So we zipped them up, and then we're sauntering out from a different exit. We had this mapped out, and left and put it on. So then I went back the next day, because my purpose was to clean up the ducks. I didn't want to be a litter bug. So when he cleaned them up, there was a guard there. And you know, we always revisit the scene of the crime. So he comes over to me and he says, you know, what are you doing here? So I said what every American says. I said, do you know where Jim Morrison's buried? Could you direct me, please? So that immediately diverted suspicion. So then I put it up on YouTube, and some people complained, oh, you littered, and I'm like, no, I came back, it's performance art. But I was so mad, because this is a serious art. When I was there, before I did this, there was a woman with a large skin cancer, or some sort of mole thing, you know, one here and all over her face. Her son was there, and her husband was there. The husband and son stood back. The wife was crying and saying in French, you're my salvation, thank you, dropping up the flowers. The husband and the son were standing back, and the husband said to the son, your mother is believing in a fairy tale. She's going to die, and you and I know that. And he was very angry. You should tell the anger. You know, and he was being raised. His son was about 12. So, and he said, you know, she's going to die. This does not mean anything. We're humoring her. And I was really angry, because this could be time that she could be connecting with her son and family. And instead she was living in this fairy tale. This man who cured her, when very physically, obviously, he had not. So the ducks were sort of for her, because she was yet another victim. So I mean, on a sad note, and I didn't get arrested, and I plan to go back next year with a rubber ducky nose to put on the bus. So
now, what we were actually talking about is the further thing.
Yes.
The ducks should have been signed and numbered. Or she had some sort of glyph. It didn't necessarily have to have your name on it.
Right.
But it was so people would, those ducks would become symbols of what she did and be collectors items. In other words, 100 years from now, there'll be a podium in a museum and there'll be a rubber duck on it, and they'll go, that's original Kitty Mervine. You know what I mean? That's an original Kitty Mervine. So anyway, they're out there. They may be out there.
They may be out
But
there.
they might not know. Well, they figured out what they need.
You know, and when I do further things, because every time I go, I want to do something more. I'm going to do that with the lip.
Yeah, just think of something characteristic so that the people who want to know who it came
And can
from.
you see? This is one of the most ornate graves in the entire cemetery. This is a cemetery with Chopin. This is a cemetery with Proust. This is a cemetery with Edith Pass. This is a cemetery with so many great people, and he has the biggest grave, and the most fancy. And it was sort of insulting.
This is sped up a little bit. The video speed is
I sped it up because otherwise it would have been very long. And then at the end I did.
I think it's wonderful. That's what we need more of.
I love it. I'm really impressed.
Thank you so much.
Me
It's
too.
guerrilla activism as inspired by this
Thank you.
No,
man
not
here.
inspired by him because this is how long ago?
This was after. This was not. This was just in the fall.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yes. So it was guerrilla activism.
Good
my
job.
my guerrilla
See?
leader.
Thank you. I'm starting to make a dent.
Yes.